Miata, that's a 93 Miata. He's running car number 225 in E Street. E Street has been extremely competitive class. I was up in Milwaukee yesterday, and the E Street there, man, I thought it would turn into a knife fight. We changed every time somebody ran. Also had the same thing in B and A. Last year it was C stock, T-Toner stock, NSTU. This year it looks like it's going to be A stock, B stock, and E stock, more so than the others. Did I say Chad Hilbrand finished with a 69596? I think I did, but we'll repeat it just for the heck of things. But Thorad, I believe it's Thorad anyway, in the State Edition Merlot color Miata, running with the hardtop, has a little more rigidity there. With Thorad, we're going to give you a DNF also, so, but at least we've picked them up. I haven't had as many DNFs in a row as we did a while ago, so we're picking that up. And, you know, I think there might be a part of the course that people aren't seeing clearly because I'm not believing it's all driver right here. All right, Ignacio with a 57826. 57826. That puts him second in a class of 13 B stock drivers. What did I say about B stock? We got 13 cars there. Eric Miller in the BIZ will be our next finisher. Should be out of course somewhere, but he's on the other side of the hill. Oh, there he is. Here comes the BRZ up to the line, and Eric Miller with a 59292. 59292 for Eric Miller in the BRZ. And that is his best of his two runs. He's gone up 2 positions in class, and he is now second in a class of 5. Here's George, better known as Catherine George, with a 56811. 56811, but George, we got to charge you a DNF on that. So finish briskly, but not at race speed, please. Let's see, Ryan with a 55936. 55936. However, Ryan, we will charge a cone against you, so that 55 magically becomes a 57936. Roy Honduco in that diesel GTI, you know, that's the torque machine. It's got as much torque as it weighs, something like that. All right, Roy Honduco with a 55378. 55378 moved him up 4 spots in 8 stock. He is now first in the class of 7. But that was because he did not have a valid time in his first run. Mr. Dupre, what do you think? That little maneuver down at the bottom that used to be a Chicago box, now it seems to think it's a Chicago bag with a hole in the bottom. Something comes in the top and falls out the other side. Alright, Pete Bigger, my guy in the Legacy, Pete with a 65584. 65584. You know, I'm not sure I announced Roy's time. That was a 55378, 55378 for Roy Honduco. Pete Bigger with a 65584. 65584. Sweep cars out, or in this case, a sweep truck. And for those of you who are new, audit requires a check of scores so far. So we have a guy go out, drive around, pick up the corner sheets. We start comparing to what's on the master sheet, just to make sure everybody's getting their fair opportunity. So, as soon as the timing truck starts to come off track, the starter will hear the word go, and then the driver in front of the starter will, shall we say, proceed briskly. And watch the course. Look ahead. The people who are not DNFing are the people who are looking at least one maneuver ahead. For new drivers, novices in this sport, that is a difficult thing to do. It'll take a while to establish, the way to do that, but, it's one of the most difficult things for a new driver to do. It seems so very basic. However, it is extremely important that if you're looking at the maneuver right in front of you, it's too late because you're already there. You got to look ahead to the maneuver further along the course so that it doesn't surprise you when it comes up. If you're new, I guarantee you can tell me that a maneuver surprised you. I think that happened to the fellow who came up here at the top of the course and realized, there's a back wall here. Alright, car 550, that's Anthony Ramison? Yeah, Anthony Ramison in the Chevy Sonic, car 550. Somebody plugged in. Alright, there we go. We're back on. Anthony with a 60194. 60194 moved him up 2 spots. He's now third in a class of 7. Chris Fairbanks in the Sion, the FRS, one of the twins to the BRZ, will be our next finisher. As a matter of fact, Chris's FRS will be followed by Eric's BRZ. Anthony, as I said, had a 60194, 60194, and Chris had a 57676, 57676. Eric X had a 56029 plus 1, 56029 plus 2.
that little loop in the back. Coming on up to the finish, and Tom scores a 5.7303. 5.7303 for Tom. Moved him up 2 spots. He just took over second spot in G Street. Albert Wajuda in the VW. Albert was somehow or another working on a DNF that he scored early in the course. That's something else. You hit a cone or a pylon, don't go nuts. Don't bonsai the rest of the course, but use it as practice. Concentrate on it. Use it as practice. If you know you've hit a cone, you're already 2 seconds over any other time you're going to have. All right, Pavel with a 6.9.454. However, Pavel, it'll be scored as a DNF. Make sure you can figure out where you did the DNF, which, by the way, stands for did not follow the prescribed course. In some cases, it may be did not finish if you come off course, but generally it did not follow the prescribed course. Dan Sims in the Black Miata with a 5.6.862. 5.6.862. Dan moved up 2 spots to second in E Street. And actually, his first run was a DNF, so that helps Dan a lot. Here comes Ben Denowit. He corrected the mistake he made last time. Ben Denowit with a 6. John has Principia, but he's first on index. So, by the way, that's a position John's comfortable with. He's been there once or twice. All right, Chris Gorski in the Genesis. Chris with a 69068 for the Genesis. And Chris, we got to do something about your DNFs. Please take a ride with somebody on your third run, or driving somebody up ride with a guy who's been doing this for a while, so you can see where the course goes. David Samuel with a 67632. Whoa, tires screaming left and right. That sounds like it might be the Cookie Monster, Tom Beal. All right, everybody, I suggested we take rides, but leave Mr. Acevedo alone for now.